as women.
All right, the rainy season is here, and the danger of flooding stares us in the face once again. In Katsina State, 10 persons were reportedly killed and more than 200 houses destroyed in Katsina, the state capital, and Bindawa Local Government Area of the state, following a downpour that overwhelmed buildings and roads. Residents of the affected area blame poor drainage system for the devastation. Meanwhile, the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, says 14 states out of 31 communities across the country will witness heavy rainfall that may lead to flooding from the 4th to the 8th of July. This is July. And you remember last year, it was really terrible.
You know, before the kind of flooding that we saw last year, the last time we saw it was about 10 years ago. Given the fact that man has not changed his ways, global warming has been blamed on our activities. Indiscriminate felling of trees and all that, they are making it easy for flood to take over our communities. And man has not changed his ways. Global warming has not decreased. So the kind of calamities that happen once in a while, if we are not careful, every rainy season, we are going to be going through it.
This is what happened last year.
Yes. And you know, many people are yet to recover.
Yes.
Hundreds of thousands of Nigerians lost their lives to the floods last year. So you can imagine if it happens on that scale again this year.
We've not done anything different.
Yes,
we are not prepared for it.
We don't. You see the problem when something happens.
Yes,
we just take some other
set of the committee
and then go away.
You can see buildings submerged.
That is what the Senate is saying. That what is being done.
To make sure what happened last year.
This warning was first issued well over a month ago. At least that I read it. So what is being done?
We are short.
What is being done when you go to states like Delta, Bayelsa, you see this thing lasted for
graveyards. We went to graveyard.
People lost their farmlands. Even one of the biggest Olam, one of the biggest rice makers in Nigeria, they lost so many of their farmlands in Nasarawa and other places. So we don't expect the sort of thing that happened last year to happen again. But since we didn't really take concrete steps last year, we are just at the mercy of the floods again this year. We have seen what happened in Katsina. Who knows where it will happen again?
Wally, we don't learn. The committee was set up by the federal government last year, and the committee, the report and everything, I don't know what we made of it, but I can tell you that
it's a very unfortunate development. We understand some 10 people were killed, including an infant, and about 200 houses in Katsina. And I think all the 34 local governments are vulnerable. It's not just Katsina City alone. We have been talking about this problem for many years. In fact, several reports, research shows that in Katsina alone, they lose about half a kilometer every year to desertification. And this leads to, decline in soil fertility, it leads to soil erosion, and disrupt the ecosystem. Unfortunately, year in, year out, we are doing nothing. As far back as 2007, the EU adopted several beautiful programs. They call it the Great Green Wall project, that, they want to save the incursion of the Sahara in the Sahel. But nothing has been done. Even Katsina State government has called several meetings of experts. They made recommendations that each house will plant trees, because trees are natural windbreakers. But, this thing will come and then destroy lives and property. We go on again. The following year is going to happen again. So I think we need to we need to look at our policy on the environment, because the desert is encroaching, at a very rapid, rate. And we see what other countries are doing all over the world. There is massive planting of trees. It's a very serious problem that people take very seriously. You know, but here we don't do anything. And when we are talking about Katsina, it's not just Katsina alone. After some time, what happens there will affect us. What has happened in Katsina now will affect agricultural productivity in that state. Katsina is the greatest producer of cotton. You know, all these things will be affected. So the livelihood of the people is at stake. So we need a comprehensive, solution to this problem. If not, it's going to, we are going to be at the mercy of flooding every year.
Even Lagos is not even exempted because when you get to the peak of this July, August, witness the this kind of trend to some areas.
Lagos, once it's raining, it is sadness for many people. Normally, rains portend blessings from the Most High. But in some parts of Lagos, they are thrown into bitterness, they are thrown into frustration, they are thrown into a high level of unhappiness. Because once it begins to rain,
sweeping water out of
because they know that it will take over their buildings and all that. And it may even lead to relocation. You know, those people in areas close to Ikorodu, and all of those, yes, and what do they call agility? It's a yearly affair that they have to be relocated. So for such people, when people jubilate about rains, it's not what makes them happy, you know. So Lagos has to continue to do its best. The advantage that Lagos has is that when it rains, it doesn't take so long before the water sinks into the soil.
30 minutes.
You know, but
the big channels.
Lagos needs to do something about the drains. Probably a new drainage architecture that will make the drains wider and all that. If you go to Allen Avenue when it's raining, you see what I'm talking about. The volume of water that spills onto the road. Yes, it spills onto the road. And you know, it's also one reason roads don't last.
Yes.
Because the excessive rainfall and the fact that the roads get flooded most of the time damages the road. So Lagos has to keep working. And then I was on my way back from the village and I saw this bridge over Ashejire. The bridge over Ashejire. Already the water level, you know there's a dam there.
Yes.
The water level was already very high. And I'm like, the way it's going, they may have to open that dam. Every year when they open the Onyo Dam, people in Akute, people in Ishashi, all of those, they suffer for it because it will flood their roads and communities. The Sherry, all the way to Agility, all of those places. Even around Kara here.
Yes.
You see those places flooded. So, but if they do not open the dam gradually, if the dam breaks, it will take many lives. So it's something that they have to do every year. But there has to be synergy with both the Lagos and Ogun government so that when this flooding, when we are about to open the dam, the states will have taken steps to relocate people and mitigate against the effect of the flooding that will take place.
All right. The banking